I don't feel like I've been here in forever.
You haven't?
Have you?
No.
No?
I don't even live in my own house. I do.
You got the wrong brand of beer though.
I know, right? What's this? Cobra. I've got some San Miguel's. No Heineken.
No Heineken.
I don't go to the
sponsorship
supermarket.
run out now.
I know that check never came in.
Like Daniel Craig, you only drink Heineken when you paid to.
What is up, YouTube? It's James from Robin Henry Watches. Well, where have we been?
Where have we been? I don't know.
Life's been happening.
Life has been happening.
So, you know, the 200 views on the last video put me off rushing back to spend my personal time and money producing a very high quality video with lots of expensive production.
High quality circus.
A lot of research. No, I'm joking. Right, anyway, so what are we talking about today?
New shit. Where do you want to start though? Or actually, where do you want to start? What are you wearing today?
I am wearing, I'm going to call it a Robin Henry Watches favourite because we sell it, it comes back. We sell it, it comes back.
Blast from the past.
It's a beautiful Amiga Seamaster. Is it the 2846?
2846.
From 1950s. It's got a really good case. So its size is a 34mm. But
Does
because
not wear like that.
No, because of the way that the lugs are, it easily wears. I would say it wears like a Datejust 36. Beautiful patina on the dial. It's almost got like a tuxedo dial.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's got an original Amiga pin buckle on it as well. Super cool. Great value. Was it $995?
Yes. Yeah.
Like that? I mean,
super clean movement. You can actually hear that one wind as well.
Under £1,000.
Really satisfying kind of ratcheting
in awesome
wind.
condition. So check it out. Is it launched? Yeah, it's launched. Yeah,
it is launched.
Well, I'm just thinking about what day it is and what day this is coming out.
Yeah, it launched in the past.
So we've got two watches launching today.
Yes.
But I'm not going to talk about them because they're not here. So
they're not.
They're in the vault. So, but they're going to be launching this week. We have. I'll give you. It's the Rolex Submariner, 2-line, no date, and we have a Tudor, the equivalent to their Datejust, the Rolex Datejust, really, equivalent, two-tone, beautiful watch.
An oyster case.
Amazing value. But let's get into some things which are in a completely different price stratosphere and from a different universe, maybe.
Oh God. Are you starting there, are you? Mm-hmm. Spider-Man. Jimmy's favourite watch.
The Audemars Piguet, the Royal Oak Concept Tourbillon Spider-Man. Let's dial back a bit. So it's based from the Royal Oak Concept line, but they do it in a 42mm as opposed to their normal gargantic sizing. So 42mm is quite reasonable for them. Now, when they did the Black Panther, I nearly said Black Phantom there.
Black Phantom.
What was that?
That went down surprisingly well for them. It
did. Well, think about this. Was it my thing? No. Could I have afforded it anyway? No. So I don't really get to have an opinion.
Irrelevant.
The CEO, who's actually on their way out, they're being replaced this year, and he's leaving end of the year. Is allegedly a massive fan of the Marvel kind of comic universe and all the comics, and that's probably how it came about. But I do think, did I like it? No, not really. But when that launched, it was in the middle of still the massive hype, or like everything was hyped, COVID times, especially watches and especially that watch. But I think they did a good way. I think it culturally landed at a very good time.
A very good time for them. Now you mention it,
right.
Yes.
So that actor, what was his name?
Chadwick Boseman.
Right. So he was obviously playing the role. That circumstance of events happened. But I think what Audemars Piguet did very well is they managed to link it to a lot of high caliber celebrities and sports stars.
Yeah. And
that gave it credibility.
Big time.
And it just launched at the right time with that film, with that actor.
The charity.
It all came off
well. A lot better than they thought, if I recall.
But this, I'm not a Spider-Man fan. Not that I was of Black Panther either. But I don't know, it feels so...
cheap, tacky.
Yeah.
Tag Heuer Mario Kart.
Let's start at the price and dial back. Get what I did there.
You already did it once.
175 grand, roughly in pounds. If you're talking Swiss francs, about 195,000 Swiss francs. Yeah, let's call
You're
it.
2 grand out there. I think you find it's 173.
Oh, sorry, it's 173 on today's exchange rate. Probably about 200,000-ish US dollars. The execution, I mean, I guess isn't too dissimilar, but I mean, I'm looking at it, I'm like looking away. I'm just like mesmerized by it, but not
Just
in a good
watching
way.
porn in the corner.
It's basically on the same base. It's the 42 Rolex concept. It's black PVD coated like gold hour Marcus hands. I mean,
Yeah,
okay, fine.
It's a bit much.
The AP
suppose you're
describes the
paying
luminescence that turns blue in the dark, and what the brand says, subtly referring to the world of Spider-Man.
Yes.
I mean, listen, if you're...
And I think the charity one turns green.
Yeah, I mean, the dial isn't skeleton, but it's got these kind of like arches to it, so it's like meant to be like the spider webs.
Yes.
It's hard to say without seeing it in person. Seeing the stock pictures...
I'm sure it's pretty impressive in person. I think it's easy to cheapify it in pictures.
Yeah. Got 2 strap options, black and grey and black and red. Why didn't they make it blue and red?
Because Spider-Man can be black and red as well.
Can he? Since
Yeah.
when?
There's like a million different versions of Spider-Man. Like a million billion. You could say maybe even 251 different versions of Spider-Man.
I mean, look, the finishing looks good. The movement is obviously cool as hell. I mean, if you're the type of guy, you're a multi-millionaire. I mean, you're going to want to be at least net worth of 10 plus million to be dropping 200 odd grand on a watch. And you happen to be a massive Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Ooh, bit of knowledge for you there.
Right. Fair enough. Knock yourself out. For me, no, I mean, listen, I'm a peasant. I can't afford £173,000.
How many people can?
And if I was going to buy an AP Royal Oak, it would not be that.
Do you fancy dropping 6.2 million on one?
Well, that's what so they do one for charity, and they make it a little bit different, like blacked out, didn't they?
Yeah, black suit Spider-Man. Nice little 80s noise.
Was that 6.2 million it just got? I mean, it's for charity.
Dollars.
So it's for charity, so that's good. I think that's a good thing to come out of it. The movement, I mean, like I said, yeah, it's their manufacturer caliber 2974, if that means anything to you. But
Experts here.
well, listen, it's just that's such of a level.
It's just a number at this point.
It's just not an area that I play at or really interests me, because it's not an area I touch. I mean, if someone offered me one, would I take it? Of course.
Of course you would.
Would I sell it?
Of course you
Yes.
would. Get yourself off the list, be like that Phillips auction.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I don't personally get it. I mean, I can't sit there and rinse it too much. I mean, I might put a few memes up, but I don't think we're going to be seeing one in the wild. Was it 200 they're making? Or
250.
250. Well, I mean, how many billionaires are in the world? There's got to be a few hundred billionaires.
How many billionaires who really like Spider-Man, though? That's the real question. Because if you're a billionaire, there is a wealth of things you can buy for 200 grand.
I mean, you
for your
don't need to be a
wrist.
billionaire to buy it. But maybe you could just slap it on the Amex charge card.
Oh yeah.
You worry
Make it Amex's problem.
You worry about it, 30 days later. Will it do well? I don't know. The market's different from
It's
where
already
it was.
done well. 6.2 million.
But that was a piece unique, and that was for charity.
They
That's
were
different.
expecting a quarter of that for the Black Panther originally.
I mean, listen, AP know what they're doing. They wouldn't be making 250 if they didn't think they could sell them.
No, they'll find a way.
And they don't want them lingering around in boutiques. The demand for the Black Panther must have been so huge that they just like, we'll easily sell these.
I'll wait till they're discounted and map.
I don't think Spider-Man is as culturally cool at the moment as Black Panther though, but I don't know.
Yeah, they kind of missed it. They're about a year too late.
Oh.
That would have been good last year, but that would have just been an obvious movie tie-in and not just AP doing it because they're AP. So, who knows?
Anyway, I mean, listen, other than that...
Anyway, speaking of makers of cartoon watches, let's go to Tag Heuer, who aren't making a cartoon watch this time, but they are going down the skeletonized route.
So, this is what... Tag Heuer, I give a lot of crap, but I always say they have got some quality products in their line.
Yes.
And for me, the Monaco is definitely one of them.
It's just too big.
We'll get to that. When you handle a Monaco, the quality, it's there. It's up in line with its peers of price point, and it feels like nothing like some of the other garbage that they put out. You know, Aqua Racer lines and some of the other F1s.
It's got a very satisfying weight to it.
It's a quality watch. I think, you know, this, I think it was launched, was it 69 it was launched? You know, Jack Hoyer launched this watch when he was, you know, running the company. And I think it's one of those designs that even if you don't particularly like it, you can respect the design.
Yeah, 100%.
And I mean, it's the design architecture of it. It's like
it's so unique.
It's passed through the decades. You know, even you think of the people that have worn them over the years. I tell you, a guy that really stands out for me as being, he's a bit nuts, but Stanley Kubrick,
yes,
the film director, he wore a Monaco. I'm not sure, maybe that's the best way to get it. He wasn't, you know, but
he's fine.
Anyway, so Tag Heuer have just now brought out new skeleton dials. There's one in black, there's one, and then there's like two in grey. Yeah. For me, the pick of the three is the black one, and it's got this almost, I don't want to use the word, but Tiffany blue, like accenting to the sub-dials.
All sandblasted.
It's really cool. I like it.
I really like it, and I don't actually like it.
I like the Monaco. The problem I have with the Monaco, and it's only one, which is the same old complaint I always have. It's not just me. It's a big watch.
But it's like not as big on paper. It's only big in person.
So the dimensions are, it's 39 millimeters. Like, oh, I can wear it. And to be fair, it's a big 39 block. It's the thickness though. It comes in just a shade under 15 millimeters. Yeah. But it looks and it feels bigger than 15 millimeters.
Yeah, you're in Tudor thickness, but also the surface area is phenomenally huge.
It's the Heuer O2 movement, so that's cool. What price are these coming in at?
I did know it just before, and it's gone $9,000, I think. 9.5.
I mean, I guess to what's out there on the market, that's reasonable. It does feel a little bit expensive because it's Tag Heuer, but actually that seems, you know, fine. Black DLC titanium skeleton dial from Monaco. Yeah, okay, that's reasonable.
I like the way they've done the looms on them as well.
Yeah, it's really good. I really do like it, but it's one of those watches I would love to just look at it, and if I could wear it and get away with the size.
Put it on a bund and you probably like...
Oh, God. As well, it's quite reasonable. It's got 100 metres water resistance.
Who knew? I think it's the 60th anniversary of the Monaco race. 70?
Oh, sorry. If you're talking about the Monaco Grand Prix, yeah, that's just happened.
That's what it's for.
They did a very similar one last year, but it was called the Monaco Riviera Monte Carlo Boutique Limited Edition. So basically,
there was like 30 of them.
Yeah, unless you're like a member of the local golf club in Monte Carlo, you won't get one. But yeah, listen, I really like it, and I know some people thought I'd probably bash it, but the more I look at it now, I'm like, I want it.
Yeah, but you've tried this. You can't.
I can't. I know I can't.
It's not for you.
I know it's not for you. It's so annoying.
They need to make a Tag Heuer Monaco
Do you know what?
54.
They could keep the dimensions of like the big squareness, right? It's not quite like that, but it's the thickness.
Yeah.
For me, it's got to be...
Well, they're in Tudor thickness at the moment.
At least be at like 11 millimeters. I mean, for me, I want to be at 10 or 9. Yeah. But 10, 11... Be there, 50. I don't get why it needs to be that thick.
It's nuts.
Why?
Absolutely nuts.
Why Tag Heuer?
How can their movement be that good?
It's Daddy's boy. Is it Frederic?
Yes.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Arnold.
Yeah. It's one of them.
Little Freddy. I'm sure it's him.
Yeah.
Dude, bro, come on, sort this out.
So what are they hiding in that to necessitate the thickness? Unless they haven't learned to stack a dial properly.
I don't get it, unless it's the thickness of the actual, the movement, or if it's just, they just deliberately make it thick, or maybe they just do it to be annoying. Like, have you ever thought, right, there isn't a perfect watch. Even if you get close to what might be your most perfect watch, there's always a bloody problem with it.
What's wrong with day dates?
Too expensive.
Sakes.
I tell you, there is another problem actually with them if you want to be picky.
Okay.
No micro adjustment on the clasp.
What's wrong with a day date on a leather strap?
It's
Don't
not.
say it's not on a
It's not. There's always a problem. So anyway.
What's wrong with a palm dial date just?
They're hard to resell. and you lose money.
Right, okay, so this is a personal problem, not an objective problem.
Listen, everything with watches is subjective because you don't need them.
Fair enough.
Having said that, so yeah, I mean, those two. We were considering talking about the Amiga Aquaterra, the new one in green, but do you know what? People have blown over it so much. No one's even talking about it or writing about it. And quite frankly, looking at the thickness of that thing, I'm not inclined to talk about it
I've got to say, I really love it, but...
Visually?
Yes, but I've seen one picture now of the green one out in the wild, and the ceramic on the bezel looks really cheap. It looks really tacky.
I like it. I mean, when it first came out, me and my friend Harry were talking about it when it first got released, the blue one, years ago.
Yeah.
Beautiful dial.
Oh, it's awesome.
I tried that watch, and again, it's just like this on your wrist.
Aquaterra should not be 42.
I think there's just got to be a way, like, you know, Tudor is coming to a point where it's getting very good at getting kind of better proportions.
Well, yeah, it's aware of its sizes. That's why all of its standard models now have a miniaturized version.
Yeah, like a normal version.
Yes.
But anyway, we are where we are. So to AP, good luck. I'm sure they'll make a ton of money anyway. So what the hell do I know? Tag Heuer, kudos to you. If you could do something about the rest of your range, like Tag Heuer, like obviously in the watch collecting community, we don't care about it. No one talks about it. No one respects it. But actually, they've actually got quite a good opportunity to come out and like, you know, really like...
Well, they've achieved...
Disrupt the market.
Well, exactly.
You think about it, Amiga... What's Amiga doing? Amiga. I'm calling it Amiga. Like,
Amiga.
Like, who even knows what Amiga's up to right now? Who really cares? Like, even Tudors still, you can't get a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like, I just think there's a lot that Tag Heuer could come out, strip their range down, you know, really come out with maybe another new product. You know, they've got some great lines in there in the Carrera
That's the
lines.
thing. They've achieved what a lot of brands, what Tudor can't even achieve, with a model that is so recognizable, so iconic. Like, you know, you tell someone to draw 5 different luxury watches, that will be in there with the Submariner and with the Speedmaster.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you put it in that same conversation.
It is that visually iconic.
And they've got, you know, some of the Carrera lines are great. I like some of the new Carreras.
Yeah.
The F1s, some of the new ones, I get it. Okay, they're a cheaper price point and a bit, but I get it. You know, they're an entry level watch. But some of there's some crap in there.
Yeah.
And if they could clear that out as well, they've destroyed Breitling right now. I mean, I'm sure they probably do.
What's Breitling doing?
Making watches even bigger.
But what watches? I legitimately haven't heard their name mentioned outside of us.
I mean, they've got the Navitimer, which is all but
boring, old.
Buried. Yeah. Anyway, cool. We'll leave it there. So like, comment, subscribe for the 198 of you that watch this video.
We love you.
It's appreciated. Go back in the catalogue and watch videos that other people have actually watched and are popular. I've actually got a video. My Cartier Celebrate videos are like 12,000 views. Check me out.
Christ.
I'm going to be like YouTube famous one day. By the time I'm 90... I could have clocked
get 1,000 views.
I could have clocked up a 20 on that. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Check out robinhenrywatches.com if you're in Guernsey and Jersey and fancy yourself a new vintage Rolex or Amiga.
Good old shinies.
Cool.
Is it just Rolex and Amiga in there at the moment? Yes, it is. Oh, and Tudor, which is basically Rolex.
There will be a Tudor today, yes.
Yes.
Which is
Basically
part of the
Rolex,
same...
so it doesn't really matter.
Camera.